Hi, good morning everyone. It's Richard Wade. I just want to make a very brief video. I'm making this video for a reason actually. Over the weekend there were various posts made on social media that caught my attention to do with deceased members of the Royal Army Medical Corps and their funerals. And one of the posts was around a lack of attendance at that funeral, which is really sad. Now, I don't know the reasons for that, and I don't know the individuals concerned. So I'm not commenting on that particular aspect. So I won't name the deceased or the people who were making the post on Facebook. But it went along these lines. A member of the Royal Army Medical Corps, a veteran, passed away. And it was from a unit in the Midlands, a TA unit, a Territorial Army unit. And the funeral was very poorly attended, according to the person who made the post online. That may or may not be true, I don't know. But let's assume it was for the purposes of my post. So we now have a deceased member of the Royal Army Medical Corps with poor attendance at the funeral. And the post was along the lines of how disgusting and shocking it was, and that it had been notified on Facebook. I want to talk about that. That's why I'm making this post, because I think there's a solution out there to overcome this problem, but it requires you to get involved and engage, and it's at zero cost to anybody. So let's imagine the scene then. Somebody passes away and a notification is made on a Facebook page. Now, unless that page is popular, watched regularly, and the post is pinned, the notification of a deceased person's funeral is going to disappear really quickly. So Facebook isn't the best place to notify people of funerals or social events or anything to do with future happenings, because it disappears so quickly. I could put a post on Facebook now, say I'm having a party and I'm giving away free stuff. Boom, up it goes. And it'll be interesting for about 30 seconds, maybe half a day. As other people post, my post disappears very quickly. Now, in the case of this particular funeral, to the individual concerned, that was a real issue, because the post was saying, hey, look, certain person has passed away, please attend the funeral, disappeared. Nobody knew about it. And I'm looking at the subsequent posts that have been made, and a lot of people are saying, I didn't see it. Nobody knew about it. So how about this then? A member of a Royal Army Medical Corps unit dies. The first port of call, is to contact the regimental secretary at the RAMC Association, who maintains a very popular website, often viewed many times by individuals throughout the month, to see what's going on. That's Joe A. Lee. Joe is a retired colonel in the Royal Army Medical Corps. I know Joe very well. I joined the army with Joe back in 1982 in September, when we both joined the Royal Army Medical Corps Apprentice College. And one of the things that Joe does is he keeps a notification page on the RHQ website of deceased and funeral arrangements. So that ought to be number 1 point. I also run a website, and again, there's zero cost implications to anybody here. It is a partially commercial site, but that's not the aim of this post. On my website, I'm going to show you in a moment, you can notify, as long as you've got the permission to do so, of the friends or family or the person in charge of the deceased's funeral. You can notify on my website all of the relevant arrangements. It's really quick, it's really easy, and it can be done from the comfort of your own PC. You do have to be a member of my medical community to do that, but that costs you nothing, and that might take you about 5 seconds as well. In fact, there are other things that you might be interested in on this. So let's talk about that particular website. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So if I just put myself down there, what you're looking at is mediczone.co.uk. And on mediczone.co.uk, you can see here, there's a thing called the military zone. And when on the military zone, when you click it, you end up here. And as you scroll down, forget these for a moment, these icons here. We'll come on to those in a moment. as you scroll down the page, there are a few things you can do. I'm ex-RAMC, so it's geared around Royal Army Medical Corps. You can request a coffin drape. Under this desk where I'm sat now, I have 2 large, full-size, high-quality RAMC flags stroke coffin drapes. Those are available free of charge to you if you are in charge of a funeral or a cremation or any event and you require one. You simply click that link, send me the information, and I'll post you one out. The posting out to you won't cost you a penny. By accepting a coffin drape stroke flag from us, you are acknowledging that you will return it to me by recorded delivery. So that's the only cost to you or the person organising the funeral or the event. Now, this has been used many, many times in the last 2 years. And very typically, I get a request in and I send the flag, the drape, direct to the funeral parlour in charge of the deceased body. Then that's all arranged. The funeral or the cremation takes place. It's then collected by the organizer, the person who's requested it, at the end of the service, and then it's posted back to us here in Newcastle upon Tyne by recorded delivery. So that's one service available. And then also here you can request a RAMC standard bearer. There's a process for that, and by clicking that link, that will take you to the RHQ website, and there's a process that will then take over. So I'm not involved in that other than having this link on my website. So those 2 things are available to you. And what happens is when we click here, you do have to be a member of the website, but it costs you nothing. All you got to do is put in your name, your email address, and click enter, and you're in. But there's other things you might be interested in. But for now, when you click submit event, it takes you, it says here you have to be a member to make a listing. So if I go back, I'll show you what a listing looks like. But basically what happens is a simple form will open up and you're requested to put in the event details and the location and the timings, and there's all the boxes are ready for you. You can upload an image if you so wish. Bear in mind, you need permission of the person, the deceased's family or person in charge of the deceased estate to do these. Once you've acknowledged that, you can upload that and it will fall on here as an event. The beauty is, on the day of the event, at the time the event is now finished, it will disappear. So over the last couple of years, there's been lots and lots of funeral notifications here, military ashes, scatterings, they've all been notified here. But you never find on this website out-of-date information. So when you come here, or you encourage your groups to come here from, say, your RAMC association, they're not scrolling through hundreds of Facebook posts to try and find what they're looking for. It's there. And if it's taken place already, it's not there. So it really is that simple. So all you'd have to do, if you are in charge, if you're a secretary or a chairman of an RAMC association branch anywhere in the UK, why not have a place on our website? It's free. You can join as a member. You can upload your badge, your association badge. And I have high quality RAMC association badges in a format that you can use on here. You can have those for free. Just ask for one. I'll put your branch name in it and email it back to you. And then you can upload it to here and use it, or you can upload it to your Facebook group or any other post that you make on social media. So that's the process. Joinmediczone.co.uk. Dead easy and free. Have a branch area. Join within the. You can put it under business zone. If we go to business zone here, you can. So one of these could be your branch, basically your RMC branch association. So you can have that on there with your branch name. And as I'll show you on one of these, when people click on your branch, it will take them to your whatever you want, your Facebook page or your, whatever it might be, wherever you want it to go, that's where it will go. Basically, that won't cost you a penny. That's free of charge. So yeah, and then of course, if you then have any social events, you might have dinners, you might have reunions, you might be going to the Cenotaph, Ride to the Wall, National Memorial Arboretum gatherings. You know, we advertise. I'll quickly show you now. In the military zone here, you'll see that I've got advertised the RAMC Reunited dinner that myself and my friend Daz Sutton run every 2 years. That's advertised there, as is Cenotaph events, VJ Day event, and the East Midlands VJ Gurkha Parade. So you can use this, and it will never cost you a penny. It's totally free, and so that's what I'd like to bring to your attention. Let me bring myself back into full screen. So the key points, and let's just round it up. In fact, let me put on here where it is, so you don't forget. So that's the website, mediczone.co.uk. 100% free for this type of function. But there's loads more that might be of interest to you. But why bother? Well, the main point is it becomes a focal point of live events. There's no dead events on there. They disappear immediately that the event is closed. So after your social function, your regimental dinner, your party, your Christmas function, your day at the races, your ride to the wall, or your funeral notification has passed away, it's gone, it disappears. So that's one of the main points. It's live information. It's fully searchable. So as it develops, there's a great search function already on there. So if you're in the East Midlands, for example, if you can encourage your members to come back regularly to look for your events, they can search events in the East Midlands, and your events are going to come up above everybody else's. In fact, only your events will come up if you're in the East Midlands or Northumbria or whatever the branch is that you're running. So it's live information, it's relevant and valid information, it's free of charge, and it will remove the issue that's just happened this weekend where there's been a funeral, nobody turned up, and people are upset about it for whatever reasons. That I'm not involved in that. I can't comment on those reasons. So people are upset about it. So we can remove all of that. Come to mediczone.co.uk, open a free account, get in touch with me, get yourself a free association badge if you require one of those, and use that and set up a free listing for your association, and then post your association events on here. It's that simple, and it's totally free. So that's me. That's Dick Wade from mediczone.co.uk.